Welcome back to Tuesday Night Lights. We are about to conclude the first SEL versus Great Lakes Rivalry Night of 2025. I've brought in our first real Great Lakes representative of the evening. It's been very SEL focused. I've kind of been filling in the Great Lakes role as Bub could not make it tonight. But Sheep, my friend, how you doing? Uh-oh. We've been having some technical difficulties. I cannot hear you again, Sheep. It's doing the same thing. All right. While he is
Yep.
Okay, all right. You're
All
back?
right.
You back?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. It's kind of bugging a little bit.
All right. Well, it has been a night of bugs, I suppose. The update coming out during the first series. I'll ask you again. How you doing?
I'm doing good now that I can
Yes.
hear you and everything's working out. Kind of like getting through some stuff with the Discord. It's been really weird for me recently. Like calls and everything have just been delayed, and I don't know. Hopefully this is good for the rest of the night. I'm hoping it will be, but ready to cast these teams, ready to somewhat represent my Great Lakes CRL backing, and looking for, I believe you said it was the SEL that they're facing up against.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
looks like we're about to get into this, so it's time to, you're representing the Great Lakes region with Northern Illinois in the final series of the night. Great Lakes is actually 2-1 right now, so they're beating the SEL at the moment, but UAH has competed in every single semester of the SEL's existence, so if anyone has the Southeastern Esports League's back, it is UAH. We'll see if they can get a win here, but Sheep, I don't know how familiar you are with the lore of both of these rosters, but this essentially for UAH is what was the B and C's teams of previous semesters past. They got to step up and make a big win tonight.
Yeah, I'm not entirely familiar with their roster. I'm definitely more familiar with Northern Illinois. That's a quick goal from space already. You said the B and C teams making up this roster, but they've already scored against the main of Northern Illinois. But what I was saying, Northern Illinois, I'm familiar with them. I think we scrimmed them maybe once with our new RMU team, and we did play them in round 1 of the Swiss, the most recent Great Lakes CRL. We unfortunately lost in 5 in a best of 5. So, and I think it could have been played a little bit better on our part, but definitely a decent team can find some goals and get another quick one there. It's tied at 1 from Sappy.
Well, there's a big one. I mean, massive dunk. Sap jumped up for this and was contested in the face by Space Captain, but he just goes right through him like he's not even there. And so, we're tied 1 apiece, and it's funny that you mentioned that you guys have just recently lost to this NIU team, because we've had casters tonight, and me as well, as a coach, that have played the teams competing on our SEL versus Great Lakes night. And they've all been wins. I beat Florida Southern as a coach, Skyline beat King as a player this past week in the CRL Open, but now it's the players getting the best of you, and NIU's kind of showing some of that skill right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was close. It was close, and to be fair, that was after the departure of Illuminous. It was our first time somewhat playing together. You know, I had to make some form of excuse, and I believe we did go farther than them in the Swiss. But definitely a good roster, as I was saying, can definitely find some goals, and I think what got us against them was their counterattack. Their ability to capitalize on some offensive mistakes that we would make, and it worked out well for them. It's a quick shot by Hulk, finds the post though, and Taco's just gonna try to get it clear.
There's a clear. Space is going to be the one that provides it, but I'm seeing why their counterattacks were able to beat you, Sheep, because they look solid at the moment. Not a ton of counterattacks, because they're not playing a ton of defense, but when they do have to retreat for a moment, it's very effective. NIU's ability of getting right back into a lethal scoring position, although Storm was kind of in that position right there and ended up missing on the shot. So NIU, a couple of opportunities missed. This game really could be out of hand quite early on here. But UAH is finding a way to stay proactive proactive defensively. Here, Nanners cutting early on and won't allow that counterattack to kick off so quickly.
A great cut in midfield, I believe it was by Nanners, and it was just, you have to, against counterattacks especially, having control in the midfield is very important, because counterattacks are a lot of based off of passes and demos, as we see there. A shot saved away though by Nanners, the guy we were just talking about, as Sappy's just gonna try to flick it. Nanners though with the ball flicks it past one. Storm's right there, space with no boost, tries to get a clear, and both teams now are kind of just booming the ball back and forth to each other.
Ooh, that's a big win though. NIU might be breaking that pattern with a bit of consecutive challenges won, but UAH send the ball right back to their midfield line. Storm puts it right back on the goal line. Taka's contested by Sappy, and the 50 is won heavily by UAH. Don't get themselves an opportunity to tie us up, but so far they've been largely ineffective at generating quality looks. Maybe one or two in the first 3 minutes of play, and NIU, I mean, right there, pretty decent look that they weren't able to completely connect on, but it is still there.
Yeah, but there is pressure now as Hawk's going to go for a reset past two defenders, but Nanners gets the save, and the follow-up shot is blocked away. And this game stays leading by one. Storm is going to keep this in, gets a pinch downfield, a zero boost, maybe a shot, but Taka clears it. Hawk, though, right there, it's middle. Sappy off the crossbar, and they're just shots after shots, unable to find the goal, the insurance goal to put them up by 2.
Double demo is going to help keep NIU in a scoring position. Space on the near side, though. Comes up big defensively. Hawk to the corner. We'll give Taka free access to the ball, but Taka kind of fumbles the exit off the corner wall. So it's a slow, awkward counterattack for the Chargers of UAH, but they at least have possession now, and they can show us what they're made of when they have solid footing on their opponent's end. But a one-timer from Taka will allow an easy clear for NIU, and they actually kind of fumble possession themselves as UAH gets a little bit of space.
It looks like a player was trying to capitalize. A quick shot. Nanners is there. That might be off the post. We've seen a lot of shots be going off the post, off the crossbar, but space finds the top corner. Doesn't hit the post, I mean, kind of, but it finds its way in. Space ties this game with under 30 seconds left.
Well, that is a massive goal. Space Captain, right before this series, actually, messaged me to show me that he had taken apart his controller because his sticks were drifting, like right before this best of 7 was about to kick off. So it looks like, I was a little bit concerned about this, but it looks like he has put his controller together again correctly, and right there, coming up clutch for his UAH team.
Very clutch to an all-important game one. I mean, game ones are usually for, you know, kind of feeling out your opponent, getting used to their play styles, and if you're able to take the game where you're feeling them out, it's not only just like a great start to a series, a great start to momentum, but it builds your confidence to say, we know what they're doing. But Taka is going to have to make a save with zero boost. It's flicked past one. Taka with 0, taking this ball downfield, but Sappy just clears his space there, puts it back in, and Storm's gonna pass it. It's in the middle. It's a shot. Nanners can't make the save, but manages somehow to clear that one off the post.
Had to readjust with a flip in the middle of just hanging in the air on the goal line to get that block. And Nanners will have another save added to his tally here in game 1, and this overtime somehow continues. NIU looked like they should have had this game wrapped up a while ago, but UAH, as they do, this has been the UAH mantra in Rocket League for a long time, have just stuck around, played awkward Rocket League, and found a way to make it work. But getting that game winner is going to be a whole other thing as they play more defense and still have not yet had their first offensive chance of overtime.
It's been all offense from NIU, but I mean, that's kind of what we've seen all game. Like, they've had the offense, but the defense has been strong. Taka's last, though, after the demo on the goal line, but manages to get a good 50 over 1, and now it's left for Storm. Storm's going to have a few touches on this ball, plays it in the corner, but Nanners is able to get that middle. This could be a shot, but it's blocked away. Nanners was, I think it was Nanners almost getting that shot on target, what was an empty net.
It was, but NIU, to their credit, left their net open, but their midfield defense held together strong. And here, Hawk's coming off the backboard. This is a chance now for UAH to put together a good-looking chance in offense. About 2 minutes into OT, it pass across to Nanners, doesn't quite connect. Storm gets there as well and slots the open winner. 3-2 the final in game one, but boy, did Northern Illinois have to work for that.
They had just so many opportunities. Storm, though, was fast to that ball, reading the ceiling bounce, able to just quickly get the shot off from the ground, from the bounce off of the ceiling, and finds the game winner in game number one. I mean, the shots say it all in this game, in my opinion.
Yep.
12-5. Northern Illinois had so much pressure. And crossbars, I want to say, saves, just cuts from UAH was able to relieve it for the most part, but in the end it was Northern Illinois' game to win, and they did just that.
And it does concern me, the fashion in which game one concluded, with Northern Illinois just beating down on UAH's goal line defense. If that bleeds into game two and UAH aren't getting bailed out a bit by the woodwork, but also making hairline diving saves on their goal line, then NIU really could run away with things, because they dominated the possession game and UAH struggled to develop their chances in offense. And if that continues here, which I'm not saying it will, it could have been a warm-up game for the Chargers, then I am concerned about their prospects of winning this series. And right there, I mean, NIU cut up the UAH backline off kickoff like it's nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, the part I'm most concerned about is, say UAH is managed to find some offense. Storm find an offense of his own with the first goal. As I was saying, though, if UAH manages to find some offense, what I said was the best about NIU team, and I still believe it, is their counterattack, and we kind of have yet to see it. They kind of haven't used the best part of their game because they haven't had to. They've just been keeping pressure. At least they did in game one, and a quick goal in game number two is just going to set the tone.
Nanners there on the goal line gets another save for UAH, being called up to the A team. I'm sure was a surprise for Nanners this season after tryouts concluded. I mean, Kozin was the expected starter alongside Space Captain and Taka, as he was the mechanical carry for a while for UAH Blue. But he disappeared from the program, and Nanners has stepped up. Doesn't seem to carry the same level of mechie ability that Kozin did, but has done well defensively for UAH. I know there are still kinks to work out, but they have kept the games close so far, and Space Captain in offense can step up and be that front man for this roster, but yet to see him really fill that role here against NIU.
Yeah, I'm kind of just looking for someone to step up from UAH, someone to start out the pressure, maybe display some mechanics if they're there, and that's kind of what they need to do. And it somewhat seems like they're building some pressure here, but to me it's kind of just false pressure. It seems it's more just like booms. They're not really taking boosts, they're not getting demos, and as I say that, Hawk with a counterattack is just going to score goal number 2 of this game for NIU, off of another ceiling bounce, and just finds the post and in.
It's a nice read. I mean, that ball was moving down with some pace on it, and Hawk was still able to get back to it and put it in. But NIU, there's that counterattack game, though. I mean, that was a quick exit from defense, and Hawk wins a 50-50, slots the shot. NIU have themselves a 2-goal lead. It's the insurance that they couldn't really find in game one. But here, not a ton of pressure. I like that term, false pressure, because that is what it feels like. Though this is genuine pressure for UAH. Space Captain will get the Chargers one back, at least, to cut this lead in half.
Yeah, you were talking about Nanners being called up, not really being the mechanical things. I believe you said the player's name was Kozin, was correct?
Kozin, yeah.
Wrong. Kozin. But right there, Nanners made a beautiful 50 to keep that ball in, and it went right to his teammate, and it just in the back of the net. It was a good shot by, I believe, Space Captain, but the 50 to keep the ball in was so huge from Nanners. So all props from there as he just gets another dunk right into the zone.
Keeps possession for UAH, and Space will strategically fake so that Taka can now solo this play on the ground. But well, Taka was not up for the task, and so NIU get themselves an out. But Anders slows things down in the corner. Storm contests the ball, but loses the 50 to Sap, and now gets back involved. I think was looking for Hawk across the field, or just space to operate within. And that space is closed down upon by Space Captain, but Hawk regenerates it, finds Storm, passes across to Sap, goes backboard, and there's no one there for a finishing touch as Taka had the play read.
It looked like that play could have been so good. Just if the third player on that ball was able to maybe find either a faster touch or one that was just on target, could have been a nice highlight reel passing play for NIU. But unfortunately for them, unfortunately for everyone repping Great Lakes, it wasn't. But almost Sappy gets a Doomsy Dish, but couldn't quite find it. Taka now places this ball in. It's off the backboard. A beautiful read. I believe that was Hawk. That backboard read is not the easiest thing in the world, and it definitely prevents some oncoming pressure as Storm plays it downfield, but Taka is right there. Solid on defense, solid on offense too, looking for a double, but doesn't quite find it.
Anders likes to play this ball into the corner, and UAH is really just not using their space effectively here. They're just hitting the ball hard, which I think is where some of that false pressure you referenced earlier is coming from, but at least they're getting the job done on their goal line. Taka made a difficult block right there, and Nanners will follow up the play with a 0 boost clear and 50 out to space, and he can't react in time to put a shot on target, but the Chargers are showing some life in counterattack mode, but NIU, we know how good they can be. Sappy those skies the rebound attempt after his teammate missed the opening opportunity, and that could have been 3 for the Huskies, but they miss out on it, but it's okay. Storm has them covered on the backside of the play.
I have absolutely no idea how that didn't go in. I'm gonna be so for real. It was like, it was right there, just slammed off the crossbar, but you know what? I'm gonna give him all the credit. You know, he just wanted to kill some clock time, keeping the pressure before they went up by 2. A nice goal, bottom right, I believe, to grab them that insurance goal. And we see Hawk just somewhat pre-jumping the defense now with some confidence being displayed by NIU.
Hold on, Space is in the corner here with Nanners, and Nanners doesn't end up using Space Captain at all, and so NIU do find themselves a clear. The time is ticking down quickly for UAH, who have had to fight from behind for, I think, either all of this series when it's not tied. I don't think they've had a lead just yet. No, they scored first in game 1, if I remember correctly. Either way, it's felt like NIU have had this series in a controlled pace, something that they're comfortable playing within. But final 10 seconds, UAH, nothing to really show for it, and NIU, Sheep, are doing quite well right now.
Yeah, I think NIU, they just need to keep doing what they're doing. Storm maybe putting that one in, but the clock hit 0, the ball hit the ground, and Northern Illinois finds game number 2. They now lead this series 2-0, and again, a dominant fashion in my opinion. I mean, the shots say the story. The shots tell the story again. 10-3 this time. I mean, Northern Illinois keeps putting up double-digit shots to just low tallies for UAH, and the pressure that they're able to build is what's been deciding these games.
Really, although UAH did a better job that game of limiting the Northern Illinois pressure. And again, that's the UAH mantra. Just play awkward Rocket League, see if you can't turn a manageable game around in the last second. And UAH right there could not, but it was close. I mean, game 1 it went to an overtime, obviously. It was a tight affair. Game 2, a 1-goal game for the majority of regulation play. But going into game 3, UAH have to find themselves a lead of some kind, because their goal line defense is good enough, I think, to hold a lead against NIU, but it's gaining that lead that is so difficult for the Chargers.
Yeah, and I just feel like if they don't find a way to win this game number 3, then fortunately, you know, I may be slightly biased towards my Great Lakes brothers, but I'll say unfortunately I feel like this game could be a sweep again if UAH is not able to find some momentum, find a rhythm here in game number 3. And that's a great save by Taka off of a Hawk shot. Maybe that can bring some life as Space Captain is just going to fake 150, another, try to play this in, but Taka just takes the ball and tries to keep the offense himself.
Well, you know, as the SCL representative here, I do set the show matches. I'm the one that typically decides the matchups. I do like to give challenges to the SCL teams, and I think it's starting to reap a toll on the SCL's record in these rivalry nights. It's been a while since we won an SCL versus Great Lakes evening, and it's not looking good right now. It's a tied up day. It's at least 2-2 if UAH do turn things around right now and come back. But if we're using game differential as a tiebreaker, Great Lakes have won another. And NIU, I don't think, is too interested in using that tiebreaker of game differential.
Yeah, but I mean, going back to this game, this has been all UAH in my opinion.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of shots recently. They've been keeping the pressure going. They've had shots, but some of them honestly have just been poorly placed. They've been off the post, off the crossbar, and if they're just able to place them a little bit better, I mean, they could have a couple of goals right now already. But as I'm saying that, you know, NIU's gonna just try to find offense of their own. Taka with a redirect. That's a great touch into the back corner of NIU. Nanners keep the ball in, but Sappy's right there. A lot of boost to be able to follow this. Is gonna get a 50, but Taka plays that well. It's centered, leaves it for Space Captain. Down to Taka, flaked in. Storm gets somewhat of an easy touch to clear that away, but offense is brewing for UAH. Maybe they'll be able to find one soon to take their first lead of the series.
Well, Space Captain had a decent look at the NIU net, but was punished for his transgressions against Northern Illinois. Demoed out of the play, though NIU isn't allowed an easy clear. They get the ball away, but well, they can't follow it up. It's been a lot of defense, you're right, for the Huskies of Northern Illinois here in Game 3, but they are surviving these tests that UAH are throwing their way. There have been some misses, yes, but NIU are finding all the saves they have to get these chances on the other end of the field that they've just sent a pair of wide.
I mean, that was crazy. I'm not going to lie, my screen, I can still hear you, but my screen froze for a second there, and the second it came back, I just saw crossbar, and I was like, where did that come from? But, I mean, it's still 0-0. Wait, is Storm own goal? No, this should be off the post. It's a weird bounce, though. Storm doesn't quite get what he wants. Sappy misses the ball. Space should have an opportunity. 50s, though, from Hawk. Prevent that from being a goal. A fumble on defense, but is made up for by Hawk. Taka now finding a save. Taka's going to get it clear. Nanners with a redirect again to the back corner of NIU, and this game is standing 0. Pressure is just trading blows. Both of these teams going band for band, just trying to find a shot that's going to give their team the lead.
Well, 90 seconds left. This is the best game I think UAH has had so far. NIU have still gotten opportunities and had to play great defense, but finally they get their first 80 seconds to go in Game 3. It's Storm that was the finishing touch on the play, but Sappy set him up nicely.
That was a great play by Storm. I mean, or was it Sappy? Sorry, Sappy, who gets the ball in, makes it awkward for the goalie, then just demos the goalie, leaving, I believe it was Space with very low boost. Back awkward as Nanners is awkward there, but no one really from NIU to capitalize. Nanners taking this downfield is going to get a flick middle, but Storm on the backboard clears it away. 1 minute remaining now in game number 3, a crucial game if UAH really wants any sort of life in this series. It's definitely been, as you said, their best game so far, but Sappy finds the shot. It's off the crossbar. Storm off the crossbar. It seems like crossbars are in twos now as Hawk has his shot blocked away.
All right, strange misses for NIU all over the field at the moment. It's giving UAH opportunities back into this game, but they don't do anything with that clearance. Space has to play more defense in the corner. That's Nanners to help out on the near side, and he has done a great job of finding windows of escape for UAH in transition play. But at the moment, the Chargers are still down 1 goal with 20 seconds left. I was talking about how this is their best showing so far against NIU. I'm wondering if that's because SEL and UAH legend B-More popped into Twitch chat for this one. It fueled his Chargers forward, but it's not enough to grab the game win, at least not before 0 seconds, where we will head now, but even that play doesn't last very long. NIU spike the ball and escape from Game 3.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like escape is definitely the right word to show. The shots are still
Wow.
different, or there's still kind of a crazy difference. I mean, I don't even know what that is. I can't do math. 11-5,
Yep.
but in my opinion, if you just look at the first 3 minutes, I'd say of that game, I'd say UAH probably should have won. They had a lot of opportunities, only 5 shots, but their offense was there, their pressure was there. Again, I know it didn't go to overtime like game number 1, but that was definitely their best game so far. And if they're just able to capitalize on their opportunities a little bit more, then they could get a couple games here. But it's a quick shot by Storm already testing this defense, but Taka is there again to just clear it away.
I think back to the start of Game 3 where UAH had a couple of shots like that weren't on target, and NIU wasn't back in defense. They weren't playing really well in transition defense at the start of Game 3, and UAH just missed chances. And I guess you can't do that against NIU because you don't know when the dry spells are going to return for your offense. But here, it's another fast start for the Chargers that NIU are handling nicely. It's a clearance. We'll see what the follow-up brings. Storm has space, flicks hard against the backboard, and gives Hawk an easy opportunity to score the opening goal of Game 4.
I mean, just a great fast play, capitalizing on the miss from Nanners, leaving Taka super awkward on the goal line. He tried to just play that ball to the corner, but was beat by the attacker who got it middle, and Hawk was right there for the capitalization. It's now 1-0 again for NIU. I think they've been up 1-0 every single game so far. I don't think they haven't had a lead yet.
I think Game 1 they scored first.
Game 1? They did. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just this team has had so much pressure. But that was, I don't even know what that was. Storm, I thought he was on an own goal, but Nanners was underneath of him and just couldn't find the shot, couldn't find the goal as Taka just plays that one off the post. A great shot, just couldn't find the back of the net.
Oh, what a save! Oh my word, I don't know how UAH are getting back to some of these opportunities. I mean, NIU are putting good looks on net, but Taka has been a brick wall at times on the UAH goal line, and that's a big reason why this is still close. NIU have been the better team for the majority of this series, but every game has been competitive. And that's credit to the goal line defense of the Chargers. As they develop the chemistry of this trio, I expect that to be a part of their game that leads to success, but isn't something they have to rely on as much. But it is a good start.
Yeah, I think strong defense is so important for a strong offense. You need that backbone, like a backline defense, to be able to do well on offense. And if UAH is just able to figure out pressure more, this could be a really great team, as Taka could have a goal here, and he does off of the defender. Taka they were too discombobulated on defense to be able to save the ball, and it is now tied at 1.
Nice finish. NIU almost got back to that. I got to credit their goal line defense too. They've been solid throughout this series, stopping some good looks, but right there, save doesn't happen. And UAH have tied the game again. With this offensive agency they've been finding themselves having the last couple of games, maybe there's a path back into this best-of-7 for them. Nanners was set up by Taka there for a potential go-ahead goal, but couldn't hit the shot, so Hawk finds a way out in transition. NIU's been lethal, but Taka has been that brick wall that UAH has needed in defense.
Yeah, I feel like I've said Taka's name so much tonight on defense. It's a pass, and Space is gonna find it. Space's offense is just, he's right there for the pass. Taka right to him, and Space, bottom right on the empty net, finds the leading goal in game number 4. Some life for UAH.
That's big. That outlet pass is so big. Space to be ready for that. Taka to find him. Shows you the chemistry they've built up and their semesters competing together. But 2 minutes to go. It's still a lot of time. So UAH will add another goal to their growing tally. For the first time this series, not only does UAH have an extended lead, but they got themselves an insurance goal.
Where did this come from? This is a brand new team. they've been looking great these past couple of minutes. I mean, they lost last game, but they looked great in that game, and they've had all the pressure here. That shot's kind of off target as I'm saying. That might have been somewhat of an empty net, but Taka is just, he wants the content. Taka is a content-driven player, I'll put it that way, and just keeps this game somewhat comebackable for NIU. But UAH, they've looked great this game. They've found their opportunities. They've capitalized on almost all of their opportunities, and if they're able to keep this up, keep this life, keep this momentum going, then we could maybe be potentially in for a longer series.
Okay, the pass still turns into a shot. I love that field vision, though, setting up Storm in the corner with a dime of a pass. Storm again will be set up nicely, but is denied entry into the UAH goal line by a difficult save to make. And speaking of, Hawk had to flip awkwardly to make that block in defense. And NIU have been cutting down chances for the most part this series before they enter their own box. But this game that's gotten away from them just a little bit. So glad to see good decision making by the third man in transition right there. Maybe it's something they come back to as we play on here. It's looking like we are guaranteed at the very least a game 5 unless NIU go on some kind of run here in the final 25 seconds.
Yeah, and I mean, they can. They've had the pressure here, but it's saved away. Sappy's trying to find a shot. Hawk was awkward. He did get bumped there, and that might have just saved it. If they had a goal, if they scored there, NIU, they could have pulled off maybe some sort of kickoff attempt to maybe score a tying goal, but that bump was just so crucial. And with 1 second left, zeros on the clock, this game is won. For UAH. We will be going to game 5. It will not be a sweep.
All right, UAH, you got life. Let's see what you do with it going forward. But that bump at the last second, I didn't see who it was on the UAH end who sniped. I think it was Hawk from behind right there. Absolutely saved that game because NIU could have gotten a second goal, cut the lead to 1, and then who knows what happens from there because the Huskies had the majority of the possession. I think they could have absolutely gotten another quality look in the UAH end after that. But big game-saving block. UAH, though, 11 shots, Sheep. That is their best game in terms of their offensive output so far this series.
I mean, looking at this scoreboard and from what I've seen throughout this series, in that game especially, I need to give my props to Taka. Taka's been playing phenomenally. Taka with 2 goals there, both assisted by the teammates. I love it when I see a team where all of their goals are assisted. I don't know. Some just feel so good about that. But 2 goals and assists, 3 saves on 6 shots. I mean, that 6 shots is, I think, more than they've had as a team in any other game this series. And Taka's been playing phenomenally. Space and Nanners have also been doing so well at keeping the pressure when they've had it and playing such great defense. And again, if they're just able to keep that up and maintain that defense and somewhat of that pressure that they've had over that last game and somewhat of the game before, then I could definitely see them getting a few more games here. And they're already going to try to find something as Taka is going to get that center, but Storm's just on the backboard, clears it away to the sidewall.
Good stop. NIU look to transition the ball away, but it's Nanners upfield again, finding an unexpected touch. And NIU was somewhat prepared for it. They stayed home on their goal line. And Nanners has been very good this series about playing upfield and finding unexpected touches to throw a wrench in the NIU defensive rotations. And right there, it doesn't throw a wrench, and Storm will look to score the opening goal here just 40 seconds in. And NIU, they've recovered nicely so far when UAH score goals in this series. So we'll see what happens now that they've dropped a game to the Chargers in this series. It's early pressure, it's good looks, but Hawk just misses right there. Storm rebound, stopped by Taka, and the Taka domination continues on the UAH goal line.
I feel like that's the 6th or 7th time we've seen that tonight. Just the pressure, where I feel like on so many teams it's just a goal, but UAH just finding a way on the goal line to keep this game tied. It's unreal what they've been able to do on defense, and it's leading to some offense now as Taka's going to try to find a flick, but Space just gets clean beat by Hawk. A 450 though brings that ball back into NIU's zone. Sappy though beats the attacker, and Sappy's going to look for a shot. 0 boost here, an awkward save, but Nanners is going to get it clear. Going to try to get a pinch downfield, but it's just trickling in the midfield. Now Storm's first. Storm over to Hawk, but Taka prevents Hawk from getting a shot.
Well, amid all of this NIU offense, I have to shout out a UAH legend. Again, B-More, I appreciate the Prime sub, my friend. I actually just got my Twitch alert sounds working. So finally, for the first time, you can hear what a subscriber said on stream. So I didn't know that wasn't working until this weekend, but I appreciate you. I like to think that you using your Prime sub and being the UAH legend you are means that they will score again, but I don't know what to expect ever out of a UAH Rocket League team. So we'll see if that karma does come back to help out your Chargers, but at the moment it is all defense for UAH.
I was going to say something, but Storm is just going to shut me up. You know, just sliding that ball bottom right quickly. Hawk makes it awkward for the defense, and Storm, again, is just right there. Storm's been super quick to capitalize on any opportunity he's been given in the offensive zone. What I was going to say, though, is maybe be more. Use, like, the Twitch points, the subscription to put the points into the defense of UAH, maybe not their attack, but, you know, you see how that could have been bad with what was going on the field. I mean, Storm just finding the goal there quickly. And maybe another one, but that's off the crossbar. Sappy finds goal number 2, and NIU is quickly trying to settle this game 5.
Yep, well, 2 quick ones can do that. Can kill all of a team's momentum. UAH was doing such a good job keeping the ball in the offensive zone, hammering away at NIU's defense, and then the last minute and a half of gameplay has been all of them just camping on their goal line, thanks to NIU stepping up big time here in Game 4. I mean, they're controlling the midfield line phenomenally, they're reading what UAH is trying phenomenally, and this might be very close to the conclusion of this series. Poor Space Captain just harassed by Sappy and Storm, and that is 3-0.
It was just so awkward for Space. I saw Space. He was just right there on the ball, tried to look for the shot, but realized last second he was like, hey, I don't have the shot. I'm just going to try to fake the defender, but the defender read the fake, chipped the ball past Space, and after that point, you're just so awkward, especially in a game like this. You're awkward, and it's just tough to regain as Hawk finds the 4th with a minute and 43 remaining. This looks like it might trend towards the end of UAH.
Well, someone in Twitch chat said they thought this was Call of Duty, and I don't blame them, considering how Northern Illinois is searching for and destroying every gap in the UAH defense at the moment. They are somehow slotting everything after going quiet for a little while, but credit to them. It's been some periods of slow offense for NIU, some periods where UAH is just saving everything, it feels like, but despite that, the Huskies have not blinked, and they're closing this series out nicely. I think we have lost Sheep again, unfortunately. The Discord continues to thwart our broadcast, but I think it would be him saying a whole lot of the same, with NIU again diming each other up. That's a gorgeous infield pass and making it 5-0. Sheep, I think your Great Lakes teams have showed up for you, whether Discord has or not.
I hope it has.
Yeah, I hear ya. Oh, and now I don't. Well, Sheep appeared for a second, and unfortunately that is all we get of him. He's talking right now, he can't even hear me. Well, Discord will fortunately not have to hold on for very much longer, because NIU has put this series to bed. It's 3 4-1s for the Great Lakes tonight. SCL, we squeak out our Game 7 victory, and that is all that the Southeastern Esports League has to show for the first rivalry night of 2025. Sheep, are we back yet? Not quite, unfortunately. Well, we'll close it out he doesn't have to watch my stream any longer. So 20 seconds left. We will get an interview potentially with one of the NIU guys. I'm sure the information was passed along to them that they have the option for an interview, and we'll see what they want to talk about after a dominant Game 5, 5-0. And Hawk's going to try for some more. Redirection there in the corner, just not letting this ball touch the dirt. They're forcing UAH to stew even longer, although Space Captain's helping out. This actually might be a UAH goal if someone can be here to read this ball down. Storm is. Taka gets a goal. And I suppose this series ends on UAH's terms. But Taka, thanks NIU, saying he needed that one. But we're gonna pop back to the caster booth here. Let's see if Discord's working. Sheep, I know I can see you. Can I hear you? Still no. Can't hear you. I mean, this is tough right now. We can see you talking. Oh, there you are. There you are.
Right. Oh, wait. It's been so choppy. I keep coming back in, and then it's like, oh no, you're just not allowed to talk whenever I try to talk. It's saying not responding. But I think I'm good now. I had to close out of the stream or something, but I don't know why this is happening. Our Ethernet at RMU is normally pretty good. But
oh, there it goes again. Unfortunately, Sheep's internet is not on his side. Oh. Well, you're in and out still. It's still not working. We can hear about half of what you're saying, but we're about to get an interview. We'll see if it holds up to ask questions, but if it cuts out, I'll take over and ask Sap the questions, because we got Sappy. Sorry, Simply Diffusion, you used your channel points to highlight your request to interview Storm, but we have got Sap in the booth with us now. First time on Tuesday Night Lights. It's a successful appearance, Sappy. Congrats on the win. How you feeling?
We're feeling good. We played our game plan coming into it, and we're all just feeling really good. We thought we played an excellent game today. So
all right.
The opponents were really good, and we played our game plan, so it was all good to go.
I love the energy you've come in with here. Like, it feels like you've matched the in-game energy with the in-caster booth energy. What was the game plan? Was it just to go out there and swarm UAH? Because they had to survive a lot on goal line saves that series, but you guys made them pay for that.
So little by little, NIU has not been really known so far, and I think we're doing a good job finally putting NIU on the map in a lot of competitions we're playing in. So our game plan has been developing into a lot of passing and keeping our pressure. And today I think we played that game plan extremely well. We've been developing as months go by, and I think I'm feeling really confident with me and my teammates. We're all the GOATs. My teammates, I can't think of enough for being awesome at the game and helping out when needed. We can all have a pop-off game.
I love it. And we're going to see if we can get Sheep to ask you a question as well. His Discord's been acting up. Sheep, can you hear us? All right. Unfortunately not, but maybe Sheep can type the question, and I'll refer it to you, but I'll keep asking away. I mean, you guys are trying to make Northern Illinois known to the masses. I mean, pretty good start here, a best-of-7 win against a solid SEL team. I know you guys are playing in CCS as well. Is that the goal for this spring, is just to grind your way to the top here in all the leagues you're playing?
Of course, yeah. I think our goal is to keep improving every single season. There's honestly no excuse between any of us, and we're all putting our hearts and soul into just grinding and becoming better and better each day, and we're all very open with each other, so we're open to very constructive criticism to one another, and we all bounce ideas off of one another, and that's been helping us develop and get better and better as these seasons progresses.
So then, what's Northern Illinois esports like? Are you guys an official program? I don't know a ton about the background and the support that you guys get. Are you a club program, official support? Do you have a facility? What's up with NIU?
Yeah, so we are an official team here at NIU. We're actually the second team at NIU, but we've been putting our names through a lot more competitions, and we've been kind of working towards that instead of just our club team being at NECC and playing our regular ESC league. But now, just starting last semester, we've been into NECC for our team, CCS, Great Lakes Collegiate, and many more competitions that we're always just trying to put our names through and get as much experience as possible.
And I've been informed, or I guess reminded in Twitch chat, that Storm competed for the official Aurora Rocket League tournament that was hosted a couple of weeks ago. I gotta wonder, I know that's fairly close to you guys up in Northern Illinois, but why wasn't the full team at that Aurora local competition?
Honestly, we were just busy. That was
Okay.
more local for him. He was right there and to play it, and he won it. So it was very good news for him. I think we all had probably just some Christmas stuff going on throughout the holiday, still keeping coming through. But it's congrats to him. Of course, he's been improving this whole last week. Actually, he's been putting in the hours, and we've really changed up our style, and we're all did a fantastic job today, and he deserves those results.
I love it. All right, Sheep is here. Sheep, do you want to get a question in? See if your Discord's working.
Yeah, I hope it's working
It
now.
is.
I don't know if you asked this already. Let me know if you did. But I just wanted to know the defense by UAH. If you once you saw them save like shot after shot at some times during this series, did that have anything? What was your game plan somewhat going into the later stages of those games, facing what looked to be just an amazing defense by UAH?
Honestly, there was no change. I think we just
Okay.
knew that if we played our game, we were going to score. I told them after game one that we need to be more patient and not rush our attack, and that ended up we stuck to that game plan very well. We passed around and made sure that we weren't rushing our offenses at all because we knew that some shots were going to be saved or me missing some open nets. But unfortunately, with that regard, we did play our game plan, and I think even that last game, I think showed wonders about that of our passing play and our demo plays.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always a great thing when you're able to just continue a series saying, "Hey guys, we don't need to change a thing." And I definitely agree with you. You guys looked phenomenal throughout that series, and all three of you just played so well. The offense, the pressure that you guys were able to bring that series was just something else. And I just got to give all three of you major props for all of it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Of course. Congrats on the win. Congrats on your first appearance on Tuesday Night Lights being a successful one. I'm looking forward to having you guys back at some point. But we'll let you go. Thanks for hopping in the booth with us at the end of it as well, and enjoy your win.
Perfect. Thank you for the opportunity and looking forward to future events here.
All right, Sap from Northern Illinois, the final voice we will get to hear join us in the caster booth here on Tuesday Night Lights. Sheep, I mean, the Great Lakes win again. I know you're happy about that, being a competitor in GLCRL, but it was still a fun night overall.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. All the series have been phenomenal. That series, even though it was 5, was still a great series. Both teams showcasing what they do well. And even though there were some technical difficulties on my part, I was definitely able to watch the majority of that series. And casting it has as well been just such a pleasure and such a joy to do here on, I guess, Tuesday Night Lights, but more importantly, a show match of SEL and the Great Lakes.
All right, well, that does conclude Tuesday Night Lights. Make sure you follow and support the show match series. We'll be live again on Friday for the Night Lights Invitational, a big part of CCS's non-conference invitational tournaments this season. So I'm going to go raid the CCS. They're live right now with NC State versus USC. Big non-conference series for both of those schools. So go show them some love. Go support Collegiate Rocket League elsewhere. Sheep, thank you for joining me for this final series. Shout out to all the players that played today, the casters that joined me, the viewers that viewed. You are all wonderful. I love you, and I'll see you on Friday for the Night Lights Invitational. Peace out, everybody.